Title: At Family BBQ, I overheard my mom and dad talking. Jerry, don't even try to tell him about cheating. Do you want him to move back in with us? Struggling with a divorce? The smell of grilled meat still clung to my shirt that evening. Laughter floated over the backyard like smoke, warm and harmless, until it wasn't. I had just gone inside to grab another drink when I heard my mother's voice through the kitchen window. She was whispering, but her words cut sharper than any scream. Jerry, don't even try to tell him about the cheating. Do you want him to move back in with us, struggling through a divorce? The kids need a family. Don't ruin their happiness over her small affair. It happens to everyone. Then my father's voice, calm, almost bored. Okay, but when the kids turn 18, I'll tell them who their real dad is. My hand froze on the fridge door. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. Then I set the bottle down, quietly, and stepped away from the laughter outside. That was the night I stopped being their son and her husband. I remember the day I married Claire. My mother cried harder than anyone. She said, "You've got her heart, son. Protect it." Funny thing is, she knew all along that heart wasn't even mine. Claire and I had been together for 11 years. 2 kids, a house that smelled like cinnamon and chaos. She called me her anchor. I believed her. I worked overtime so she could stay home with the kids. I thought loyalty was the currency of love. Turns out, it was the price of my blindness. That night, after the BBQ, I sat in the car outside my house for 2 hours, staring at the porch light, watching her silhouette move past the curtains. Every gentle touch, every sleepy kiss, every whispered, "I love you," replayed in my head, like evidence. And then, my father's voice again. When the kids turn 18, I'll tell them who their real dad is. Who? Their real dad. The sentence hit like a confession wrapped in gasoline. I didn't storm inside. I didn't scream. I just froze, everything inside me. I went cold. That's when the planning began. The next morning, I left for work early, but I didn't go to work. I drove to a lawyer's office, a friend from college. I asked one question. If a man suspects infidelity, what's the smartest way to prove it without alerting anyone? He looked at me, then said softly, "Evidence, digital and physical. Don't confront, collect." So I did. I installed a keylogger on her laptop, synced her phone backups to a hidden drive, placed a tiny GPS under her car's dashboard. I became invisible in my own home. Every smile, every breakfast, every kiss on the cheek, it was all camouflage. Within 2 weeks, the truth was uglier than I imagined. Her lover was a coworker, married too. The messages were sickly sweet, casual in their sin. And then, photos, hotel rooms, a vacation they said was a company retreat. But what gutted me wasn't the sex, it was her laughter in those messages. She laughed differently with him, like I'd never made her feel that alive. Revenge, when done right, isn't about rage, it's about patience. I started with the finances. Quietly opened a new bank account, shifted my salary there, canceled joint credit cards, saying there was fraud. Then I increased my insurance coverage, family policy. It made sense on paper. She didn't question it. I told her I was working late. In reality, I met with private investigators, financial advisors, and one very creative tech consultant. We built a folder, digital and physical, of every betrayal. I wasn't just building a case, I was building a stage. The final act began on our anniversary. She was dressed in red, the same color she wore the night I proposed. We went to dinner. She smiled across the table, eyes full of performance. Halfway through dessert, my phone buzzed. A message from my father. "Son, we need to talk. Don't do anything stupid." Too late. When we got home, I told her to check her laptop. "I got you something," I said. She opened it. The screen blinked, then filled with images. Her, him, every message, every lie. Then came the audio recording. My parents' conversation from the barbecue. I'd saved it. Her face drained of color. Wait, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly," I said. "You and my parents decided my life was better as a lie." She started crying, babbling excuses, blaming loneliness, confusion, pressure. I watched her the way a surgeon watches a tumor being removed. Detached, focused. Then came the knock at the door. 2 officers. They handed her divorce papers and a notice for full custody review. She looked at me like I'd killed her. Maybe I had, in a way. 3 weeks later, I visited my parents. My mother was in the kitchen again, pretending everything was fine. "Son, whatever you heard." I put the same recording on the table. Pressed play. Let her own words choke the air. Then I looked at my father. "You chose her secret over your son's truth." He tried to speak, but I raised my hand. "I'm done being the family embarrassment you protect with silence." I walked out before they could find the right lie to patch the hole. It's been a year now. The kids are with me. Claire moved out of state. My parents send cards on birthdays, unsigned. People ask if I miss her, if I miss them. No. What I miss is the man I was before that barbecue, the one who believed love and loyalty were the same thing. Now I know better. Some people call what I did cruel. Maybe it was. But I didn't destroy a family. I just burned the illusion that one ever existed. Last week my father called again. His voice was smaller this time. "Son, you went too far." I said, "No, Dad. I just finally went far enough." Then I hung up. Outside, the smoke from the neighbor's barbecue drifted through the air again. For a second, it smelled like that night, the one that changed everything. But this time, I didn't walk away in silence. I watched the smoke rise, thin and gray, curling against the sky. And for the first time in a long time, I breathed it in.